Good morning, Falcons. I'm Lily.
And I'm Vicky, and you're watching
The Falcon Report.
Wait, what did you just do with your hands?
Sign language. Bear with me, I just started learning it.
Wow, I've always wanted to learn ASL.
I don't know much yet, but Henry does.
Let's take a look.
In America, sign language started in Hartford at the American School for the Deaf when French Sign Language came from here with Thomas Gaudet and Laurent Clark. A lot of deaf people were institutionalized and forced to learn proper language, so there wasn't really a way to communicate. There's a lot of deaf children currently in public schools because 75% of deaf children are born to hearing parents, and out of that 75%, 90 of them never learned sign language. April is ASL or Deaf History Month, so kind of just to celebrate deaf people who have accomplished many things, like actors and all important history people. We've gone on a field trip to Hartford to see the American School for the Deaf, and we've met some of the students there and seen some of the history of the building because they have a museum on campus. And we just kind of try to spread inclusivity.
In the spirit of inclusivity, the ASL Club hosted an event where they taught police officers and cadets ASL.
Really, what inspired me is the fact that ASL is part of me. It's part of my culture. It's part of who I am. It's the language of the deaf individuals. American Sign Language is the third most used language in the country today. It's an interesting fact that in the 1960s, it was finally recognized, American Sign Language, as a language. It has its own culture, it has its own structure, its own syntax, and it happens today, finally, more and more schools are offering American Sign Language as part of their curriculum. It's important that the students learn how to sign with the deaf community.
Last year, I was in ASL 2, and I kind of fell in love with the language, and I just wanted to start a club because I know a lot of my friends were interested in sign language, but they weren't able to take the class. So I kind of wanted to start a club where people could learn sign language.
If you want to learn any more about ASL, stop by the Black Box Theater on B Weeks for ASL Club, or email Miss Liza or Miss Mazzone.
If you wanted to learn ASL, you should probably start now. It's ASL month.
Not only is it ASL month, it's also Poetry Month.
I never understood poetry.
I like it, but Charlie likes it more.
Poetry is important to all cultures. In fact, there is no known culture on earth throughout the course of history that hasn't communicated its culture, ideas, questions about life through poetry. It existed even before written speech, so it's essential to who we are as human beings and the way that we try to make meaning in the world, and it has been essential since humanity has existed.
I think poetry is really important because it's how a lot of people express themselves. One of my poems was about a girl who moved a lot as a child. I moved 4 or 5 times in a bunch of different countries. So it was really interesting to be able to express things like that through the poetry.
It's probably important to have a month to celebrate poetry just because it can be an overlooked form of literary art, especially in the contemporary world. The IRI, which is the literary magazine for the school, is planning to publish an edition dedicated to student poetry written on this year's theme, A Family in All Its Forms.
In the literary magazine, we include a variety of artworks. We include a lot of poetry, short stories. We've also included recipes and recommendations. Our last edition is going to come out soon, and for the next month we're looking forward to April because it is Poetry Month, and we're going to include a special edition about poetry and family heritage.
The culinary arts program is going to be baking cultural cookies.
In celebration of Poetry Month, the baking and pastry classes will be selling cultural cookies. You can buy yours in the Falcon's Nest all throughout the month of April.
The theme was inspired by a woman who discovered just a momentary found family in a serendipitous moment at an airport where a group of people came together over cookies and found a kind of family for a moment among strangers at an airport. So there are really infinite ways people can interpret the theme of family this year. The intended outcome is just for people to come together around the theme of family and hopefully realize that we here at Ludlow High School are a family of Falcons. It's also to encourage students to write their own poetry and to experiment with a form that's been with us since the beginning of humanity. And thirdly, and this probably matters to me more than most, I would like to encourage a scholarly understanding of what poetry is and why the study of it really matters to our understanding of humanity.
I think right now a lot of people are just focused on like the argumentative essays and reading and just regular stuff like that, but I think poetry is also really important just because you learn so much about a person when they're confined to such few words or shorter phrases and things like that. You really see what's important to them and how they're expressing that in their own words.
That was a cool highlight.
Speaking of highlights, Culture Day was amazing yesterday. That's all the time we have for today. Once again, I'm Vicky.
And I'm Lily. And this has been The Falcon Report.